What's up, everyone? Pastor Nick here. First off, I heard amazing things about last week. Thank you for being available. Thank you for showing up. I heard just a lot of things about family, a lot of burdens students were carrying around about their family came out. So thankful for that. On my end, the retreat went well. There's a mini revival. It was really powerful stuff going on there. So God has just been moving in ministries all over. So thankful for you guys and your commitment. I have a couple things. So this week is actually going to be our last week in our Share Coke series. And we're going to be talking about fear. And so this is going to be a little heavier topic, and I just want to encourage you as a leader to start really evaluating your own heart. What fears do you have? I don't know, is it a fear of not having enough? Is it a fear of people? Is it a fear of not being someone that you feel like God's called you to be? I don't know what that is for you. But this week we're going to be looking specifically at Psalm 56. And so I want to encourage you even right now in the next couple of days, read over Psalm 56. Read through how God feels and responds to our fear, what His role is, how He frees us from that. And so we're going to be talking about that this week. So excited for that. Something fun we're going to be doing, Bacon Fest. We did this last year, so I hope you like bacon. And if you don't, you're probably not a human. It's going to be absolutely amazing. We're just going to have a good time. It's going to be a little light, fun thing we're going to do because it's going to be such a heavy night. And I really hope by now you've been able to contact all of your parents if you haven't done so for the kids in your small group. Please do that. This is a partnership with the parents. It's not just us. It's not just the parents. We're partnering together. So a way we help that out is through contacting them. So please do that. Hope you're getting a hold of your kids. I know some of the lists were messed up. I hope you were able in small group this past week to ask the kids, hey, well, what are your phone numbers? What are your emails? What are your da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, whatever. I just want you to get that so you can really sharpen them. Iron sharpens iron, right? And it's going to take a little while, but it starts with communication. So that's all I have for you. We're going to watch a little video by Pastor Troy Maragos about divorce. Probably have a kid in your small group whose parents have been through a divorce. So he's going to walk us through that and how we should respond as leaders. So thankful for you guys. See you on Wednesday.
Hey everybody, my name is Troy Maragos. I'm the pastor of Family Ministries in the Niles campus. Today our topic is caring for students that are dealing with divorce. It's obviously a topic that's very prevalent. You don't need statistics. It's obviously happening all over, and it's happening in the church and in the culture that we live in, and it's an unfortunate thing, but it's something that we can definitely counsel through. I guess I could give you guys some scripture verses about what constitutes biblical divorce and doesn't, but you can find those on your own. Our focus is not necessarily whether the parents' marriage is appropriate or not, whether divorce is biblical or not, and those sorts of things. What we need to focus in on is caring for our students. And the best way that we can do that is to first just identify kids that are going and dealing with divorce. It's both an issue for kids that have previously gone through a divorce and kids that are currently going through a divorce. I think sometimes in our minds we think of one or the other, but it's both. We can care for kids like that in our student ministry. There's a guy who wrote this awesome quote. I'll read it to you. So often in youth ministry, we assume that if the divorce happened before the kid was in the youth group or before the kid was really cognitive of the parent's divorce, then it is really not that big of a deal. Yet the research reveals that when the divorce occurred before the young person was cognitively aware of it, it nevertheless became an issue. Even for people whose parents divorced when they were 2 or 3 years old, invariably at some point, issues of divorce rise to the surface, and this is manifested in many ways. The kids that we care and counsel for could be like really sad, emotionally depressed, maybe emotionally aloof. Maybe they have tons of fear in their life, or they're very depressed and in despair. They have anger or other things kind of pop up that are just like, man, that's just not like that kid to do that. Those are indications that maybe divorce or separation or marital issues could be happening within their family. So what's a student feeling when they're going through a divorce? Students really, like the word implies, are feeling divided, separated, divorced from their emotions, their self, their identity even, and a lot of issues come of it. Students think if my parents would have been married, I wouldn't exist. I'm alive because they're together. If they divorce and they regret their marriage, does that also mean that they regret me and having me and my existence as a person. Especially the younger the child is, they have those things going through their head. Maybe they're feeling not just a division of identity, but a division of like their place. Where is their space? The biggest deal when you were a kid was having your own room, right? And oftentimes, because of divorces, kids have two different places to live, or they're with this parent this week and that parent that weekend, and it can be really, really challenging for them because they don't have a place that is solely theirs. Maybe they don't even be truthful in front of one parent or another, and the biggest fear that a kid could have would be to have both those parents back together again, because they're one way with this parent and they're this way with another parent, and they're divided in their identity, maybe even physical locations, but they're also feeling divided in trust of one parent or another, because oftentimes in divorces, parents will alienate the other and try to use the student, their kid, to drive a wedge in between their relationship with that other person. You know, a parent would say something like, you know, you need me, I love you, you know, you need me to feel good about yourself. You know, that other parent is dangerous, they're unavailable to you, they don't want to live with you. You know, maybe they could even threaten by saying that, you know, if you pursue a relationship with that parent, that jeopardizes your relationship with me. And so kids just get twisted. They get divided in the midst of all this stuff. And so there's three things that I think we can do as leaders to care for them and love them. And the first is just to acknowledge it. Give them opportunities to let them know that you know that their parents are having trouble. Let them talk. That's the second thing. Acknowledge it and talk about it. Give them opportunities to speak about what's going on inside of them. Help to determine whether they have a heart issue that is of fear or anger or despair or foolishness, whatever that may be, and then counsel that biblically. And then lastly, fellowship over it. We have the awesome opportunity to care for them with our entire small group. Because of the loss of a family as a community, we have an opportunity to offer them a community of Christians and a community of Christ followers that is going to be consistent and constant and unified in loving and caring for them as they share in sufferings together. So it's a huge responsibility that we have, and a huge responsibility that we've given all of you leaders. Focus your other students to care and love for this kid that's going through divorce. There's some other resources. You are a resource. Your pastors are a resource on your campus. Here's a little booklet from CCEF called Children in Divorce, and that's a really good resource as well. So tap into that, and we love you guys. Thank you for the ways that you serve our students and our ministry.